Welcome back to a new week, and why not start with something positive? NIO Catalysts. By the way, this was posted by a Twitter account called NIO Nordic, so I would appreciate if you go and follow them, because I always support if there are some people out there who are helping the NIO community to do real due diligence, to find out more about the company and really educate other people online. And so if you have something to provide to the community, you can tag me on Twitter. That's _mm85, and I'm happy to help to share it and spread the word. Anyways, these are catalysts, and I know, the stock market environment right now isn't the greatest, right? So we have multiple issues like the world economy, housing, both in US and China are tanking, and so crypto is not doing that great as well. But we'll see. The Chinese government has now also increasingly stimulated the economy again today, easing the monetary policy again and cutting the rates. So that's in contrast to what the US is currently doing. And so personally, I'm currently buying NIO, but this is not meant that you also have to follow me here. This is nowhere financial advice. Always make up your own mind. I have a really nice average around $3 a share, and so it really doesn't move the needle much if I'm currently, trading NIO. And so for you, it might be a different situation. So always keep that in mind. And so also this list, those NIO catalysts are not meant to pump the stock, but it's mainly something to look forward to and to be excited about, and something that may well support the NIO share price, or even kind of give it a little boost here. So let's talk through. The first one is the ES7 first deliveries in China, and as I have mentioned in previous videos, I think they possibly have already started, and this might be, if you look into my Patreon community, there might be quite a surprise this month when it comes to the deliveries and the ES7. We'll see after the August numbers are out if that is actually the case. Next is the ET5 deliveries in China. That's already next month, and this is a very, very important model for NIO. The first time that are really getting into a more mass market segment in terms of pricing, comparable to actually the Model 3. In my point of view, really a good looking car, exciting features, and this is very much, the start of the NIO Park production. So phase 1 opens in September. I think they may actually already be working on that and have, some of the first test cars. There is rumors that on the 9th of September, people can actually start and do test drives with the ET5 already. So those cars need to be produced right now as we speak, actually. And then another factory opening is actually the European factory, which is connected to the battery swap stations. As we know, right now there are only 2 battery swap stations in Europe, and they have actually a plan to achieve 20 battery swap stations in Norway by the end of this year. And I think a large part why this hasn't happened yet is actually because, they need to ship those giant stations from China to Europe, and that's not really convenient, is it? So they need local production, and that's kicking off in September already. So you see lots of things going on next month, actually. And then, today we have a new video about those cars being loaded on a boat and sent to Europe. So that's now the confirmation of what I have actually leaked about those shipments from NIO to Europe. And that's, of course, the ET7 going to Germany, to Norway, to Denmark, Sweden, Netherlands. And that's quite interesting and exciting. The next topic, audit deal between China and US, and I think that's something really annoying that everyone is waiting for, and was supposed to happen during the summer, actually maybe even July, as early as that. But we've seen US-China relations have really deteriorated and are not really good right now, and especially also with the Taiwan thing, what happened with Pelosi and stuff. So there seems to be a hold on that, but there have been ongoing speculations of what is the current state of the negotiations. And an interesting hint was that I have reported that before, that in the CHIPS Act, which is actually against the Chinese economy and Chinese competition, the US have actually taken out a paragraph that would have shortened the delisting timeline from 2024 to 2023. So it seems there is some hope that there might be a deal or agreement. We'll find out maybe after Biden and Xi actually meeting. That's going to happen, I think, was it November? Then we have the big party day with Xi Jinping possibly getting a third term. So maybe after that, we'll see only a real solution or maybe not a solution. So in the case of NIO, be prepared, take a broker where you can convert your shares to the Hong Kong shares. Then you can still own and trade them, buy and sell them. That's the solution in NIO's case. And then what else? We have the 150 kilowatt hour battery coming. Yes, NIO is usually keeping their promises. So they said Q4, we're going to have this solid state battery. And I've also leaked on this channel before that this is going to be manufactured by a company called WeLion in Beijing, and it seems like everything is going smoothly, so we can really expect this kind of battery to be launched by the end of the year, and that should give a theoretical range of around 1,000 kilometers, but of course the real world specs might be a little bit lower than that, but certainly an exciting battery for long-range trips and for really affluent, wealthy customers who just want to have like the best battery on the market. And then, also that one will be very exciting. The NIO autonomous driving software subscription to be rolled out. As you know, right now the ET7 is already on the road and has a LiDAR and a new camera system. The better compute power, the ET5 will have that too. The ES7 will have that too. But most of this functionality is currently not really enabled by the software, because it seems the team needs more time to actually bring that to the market, and that might happen by the end of the year. So should be some exciting functionalities that will be iteratively coming via OTA updates, software updates to those NIO cars, and give them a functionality that ultimately at some point will hopefully reach level 4 autonomy. So that will be really exciting to watch. And also, of course, on the revenue side, monthly subscriptions is a really nice business income stream, right? Then I've already talked about the 20 battery swap stations in Norway by the end of the year. Let's hope they can achieve that with the battery swap station and plant in Hungary. That's going to be a tight one in my point of view. Then, of course, it's once again NIO Day, and we'll see something possibly like the new battery swap stations to be unveiled. Today I saw news that this might be holding more than 20 batteries, so that's quite exciting. Then also ultra fast charging might come to those battery swap stations as well as to NIO superchargers, and so this tells you that NIO is not sleeping even on the fast charging technology. By the way, currently there's a really large heat wave in China. Some places have 45 degrees Celsius during day, and at night it's not getting colder than below 35 degrees. So really immense. In Sichuan, they actually need to shut some factories because there's a power crunch. And it's interesting to see that NIO battery swap stations can come in handy here in order to balance the grid between, of course, renewables, but also, taking up power if it's available, and storing it, saving it, and giving it back into the grid or to the cars whenever there is no power elsewhere available. So that's quite interesting of the role of the battery swap stations in terms of the balancing the grid, although still at this point in time, it's still a tiny fraction, of course, of the whole energy market, right? Then ET5 and ES7 deliveries in Europe, that should be in the first half of 2022. So really exciting. I think the European market is certainly waiting for those two cars to arrive. And then the European expansion should continue in the first half to more markets. And finally, I think I'm very much waiting for that. Finally, that the ES8, ES6, and EC6 are actually coming to the NT 2.0 platform. The ES7 is already showing the way, kind of the first SUV on that new platform. But of course, we also want the flagship model like the ES8 on this new specs. I think that will be very, very popular, and we can expect that to happen in the first half of 2022. Then, the NIO sub-brand, these are just rumors for now, but it's likely to happen. I'm not too sure about the strategic aspects of this right now, but of course, NIO Park certainly will have the capacity for it, and we'll see how exactly they're gonna open a second brand that may have actually a different name, not under the NIO umbrella. Then the US launch, I think many people are waiting for it over the weekend. We had some people of the NIO community to do due diligence and stock some NIO houses in California, and Liebin was just in the US, also leaked by some of the community members. So that's really exciting. But the fear is that we possibly won't see a market entry till 2025 in the US, and so that's quite a long way out. But we as Europeans here, we can be lucky that NIO will be earlier here, so we receive those cars earlier. Also, I mean, the European market is much more important than the US market, which is quite slow in terms of electric vehicles. But ultimately, of course, NIO will be welcome, hopefully, in the US. And later on, possibly also launch another mass market brand with a large capacity. So that is rumored, the second sub-brand, which might be something similar to this GM Wuling Motors that is a mini EV, very popular in China. We'll see about that. Right now, we don't know anything similar to the NIO phone, on which I will do another dedicated video to it. I think this fits into the larger strategy of NIO Life, about which I'm personally very excited about. But we'll have to see how the phone will actually fit in there, and have my theories about that. And then NIO so fast, they're already working on the NT 3.0 platform, and possibly will announce that also next year already, and then might launch it until the second half of the year of 2024. So they won't stop with the current lineup and with the current platform and technology, and that will be exciting to see what improvements that can actually really offer. NIO is one of the fastest automakers right now because they focus on the design and the engineering and the R&D of bringing new models to the market. Even if you look at Tesla, they have a smaller setup and lineup, and I should make a dedicated video also to how Chinese companies are kind of different here to the Western manufacturers in that terms, and what is NIO's strategy in terms of the lineup. So stay tuned for that. And then, exciting also, NIO has announced that they are going to produce their own batteries, so vertically integrate the battery technology, bring it more in-house. That might be because of some struggles there with CATL, with BYD, and also we can see this trend with WeLion, in which NIO has actually a stake, a shareholdership, and that way they might actually move closer to bringing on their own battery technology. And with battery swapping, the exciting part is, of course, that this should be very compatible even with older cars. Everyone can always change towards the latest technology, and older batteries can be recycled and repaired or go into a closed loop of manufacturing new cells and modules that go into new battery packs then. So that's quite interesting. NIO should be launching more than 25 countries by the end of 2025. That's what they have announced. So many more markets to open. So all of these are new catalysts, new demand drivers. And on the other hand, lots of operational expenses also, to be frank about this, and also lots of challenges. So we'll see how well they can actually manage to enter new markets. I think next year will show us really how well NIO can scale in this regard. And then the ultimate goal will be more than 4,000 battery swap stations worldwide. So these are some of the catalysts here provided by NIO Nordics. I think that's a quite valuable list, and I thought it's something nice to share. Let me know in the comments which one you are most excited about, which one you think is unrealistic, which ones are missing, and then hope you have a good start to the week. And then thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.